Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time for Ben. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. So Ben had requested for me to do a commentary on the 2003 film The Hunted, which not only am I a fan of, but I would say is my favorite William Friedkin movie, believe it or not. So I'm pause at the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. Actually, no, not yet. 3, 2, 1. Pressing play. There we go. As we have the Paramount logo. Yes, this is my favorite William Friedkin film. I'm sure nobody else says that, but I don't care. This is my kind of movie. Just a straightforward, down and dirty, kick-ass action film. It's interesting to watch because it's kind of like if they took the novel First Blood and made that into a movie. Because I love First Blood, I love Rambo, but it's like, okay, the First Blood novel is a lot more serious, as in is a lot more bloodier, a lot more violent. Rambo is much more off his rocker, so to speak. He annihilates pretty much the whole town. He kills a lot of people. By the end, he dies because he's the Frankenstein monster that's got to be put down. Which is what this is. It's the Frankenstein monster needing to be put down. He's been trained to fight and kill. Tommy Lee Jones was a guy who trained him in hand-to-hand techniques, but Benicio del Toro's character sees all this turmoil and violence, and he's not able to turn it off. As we're in Kosovo, he's just not able to turn it off, and I say it was. I love First Blood the way it is. I love the first 4 Rambo films, but I say it was nice to see what would happen if it was more like the First Blood novel, and yeah, this kind of similar setup, but and actually that would have been a more interesting Rambo 5 if he had something like this happen. Like, okay, imagine this movie, right? But if Tommy Lee Jones was John Rambo, and it's the same down and dirty searcher for this guy. This guy is similar to me, but unlike me, this guy took it too far. And he's at home, he's at peace. He's pulled in because can he make this guy, but now sadly this guy is even worse than he was. He thought the two different halves, how one guy was able to change his way, and this guy is a different war, different circumstances. I think that would have been more interesting than the Rambo 5 they gave us, but that's sort of the mentality I go into this, and it's a pretty short film. It's an hour and 30-some minutes. You see how ruthless these bad guys are, just slaughtering people willy-nilly, not giving a shit. And one of the high notes, the high points of this film is the hand-to-hand techniques, the way the knife fights happen, especially at the end. It is very brutal and violent, some nice choreography. And you got some good actors. I mean, Benicio del Toro as well as Tommy Lee Jones really did a solid job. Del Toro sells the disturbed vacancy of his character, while Tommy Lee Jones, as this quiet guy that wants a bit of peace, but he's kind of pulled into this situation again. Maybe has a little bit of guilt that he didn't help out because he didn't know what to do, he didn't know what to say. I actually remember this scene in the theater when it came out. Because it was 2003, and 2003, that was a time when where I lived, I was fairly near to a movie theater. To the point that like every weekend, if I could just walk up to the theater and be like, okay, what movies are we seeing today? That's kind of my thing. Okay, what time is it? What movies are we seeing? Oh, I gotta wait. I'll play some video games. There's a decent amount of arcade machines there. I'll play some video games until the time comes, and I'll go buy a ticket. And I would either see the trailer on TV, or the trailer would be in front of other movies. Because I was seeing movies like, if not every week, every other week. Okay, I think they're dead now. You've only fired them like 85 times. I don't know if there'd be that many fucking bullets in that gun, but it is a movie. I mean, you don't reload anytime soon? Does anyone reload? I mean, there's a shitload of movies I love that don't do that. But anyway. But yeah, I would go to the theater, and yeah, this was just really cool to see on the big screen. It was a nice surprise. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. And for the longest time, this did not have a Blu-ray. For the longest time. I mean, it just got on Blu-ray within like the past year or so. The only features are the ones that were on the DVD. Commentary about director William Friedkin. Some featurettes from back in the day. No new features, which is a shame. It's what I expected, but still, you know, it's a surprise that Paramount actually released this on Blu-ray. But it took forever for The Golden Child to have a Blu-ray. It took forever for Uncommon Valor. It's nice that eventually they did. And so far, the film looks good on Blu-ray. Right in the neck. Get your ass down. And now he's just give him like 8 slit throats. I mean, he slit his throat like 8 fucking times. But it's just to show, it's not just one, it's not just two, but just keeps going. Just to show, with all the stuff he's seen, little kids seeing, how little kids have to see their parents die and all that stuff. And he's shown a handshake and congrats, but hasn't learned how to turn it off. So yeah, I mean, people say, isn't this First Blood? Yes, but at least it's told in a different way where it can still feel like its own movie. It may be similar, but it's not the same. And it goes with a lot of movies. If you're able to switch it up a bit and do it effectively, then it works. So I can imagine if First Blood, if Rambo was too far gone to come back and Troutman was the lead, that's what you do with The Hunted, and I think that's what makes it interesting companion piece to something like First Blood. And there's Tommy Lee Jones. Great actor. Definitely a favorite of mine. Good in pretty much anything he's in. Love and Volcano. It was great to see him in that kind of big budget movie. Does a good job in the Men in Black movies. This is definitely one of my favorites of his. Because, I mean, he's known more for dramas and stuff of that nature. But it's nice to see him, I did, like, do a no frills. Not thrills, frills. Frills. No giant bells and whistles. Just straightforward action thriller like this. Nice cinematography, too. Like, or I say nice location. The trees, the snow, the wolf. Because nowadays they probably make the wolf fucking CGI. They probably would. Like that, what was that Harrison Ford film where it's him and the dog called the Wild or something, and pretty much all the animals in that film prey. This wolf got a snare trap. And pretty much what this guy is a tracker. He has no gun. He wants to do stuff to help these animals out. Something for the wound. Surprised that wolf doesn't fucking bite him. The fact that the wolf like isn't like biting and attacking them, it's like, you're going near my wound. They didn't just fucking bite his face off. Probably would might happen more in the real world. I don't know. Would a wolf allow you to do that? I don't know. You'd have to be pretty fucking careful though. But still is a nice scene to show Tommy Lee Jones that he knows the lay of the land, but doesn't take shit from people too. I think fuck that guy, stay up. Just how quickly he was able to just slam him right to the damn table. It even shows that he's not a pussy either. He's not a guy to be messed with. Of course, a nice thing with that wolf is we do see that wolf at the very end of the film. As that's something he did help. And still out there. Now here we are, what's his name? Rex Lynn? Or, I'm bad with names. The hunter here aiming the gun, you may remember him from Cliffhanger. He was with Travers. He's a guy who's working, he's a guy who you think is FBI, whatever he was with, but he's actually working with John Lithgow's character. He's a guy that's always hostile with John Lithgow's character. Has his big meltdown. You're Section 8, Quaylen. You're a fucking Section 8. On my last official manhunt. Adios, motherfucker. He was also had a nice supporting role in the TV show CSI Miami. He was one of the FBI guys in the first Rush Hour film, which at the end they offer Chris Tucker a job, and Chris Tucker pretty much tells him to kiss his ass. See, I mean, they sure like deer hunters to me. See, once again, it shows how far off the reservation Del Toro's character is. These two guys here. See, like, that's a cool throw. Probably one of those, like, fishing line we pull, so it just goes right into the tree. But it shows, like, pretty swift with that fucking knife. Like, ooh, shit. But, I mean, this shows how far off the reservation Del Toro is, where he thinks these guys... I think later on thinks they were trying to hunt him down. Paranoia. They were sweepers. I think he called them... They were sweepers. They were not hunters. They were sweepers. See, you're not here for the deer, are you? You're here for me. You want to kill me. Oh, if I got a guy... if I... sorry. If I got a guy... One second. Lost my voice. If I got a guy running around the trees being as spooky as shit, I wouldn't be chasing after him. I'd be going the other fucking way and go, you know what? You did have the deer. I'm gonna go get some McDonald's or some shit. Fuck that. Another nice location. And of course, quite the opposite. You have Tommy Lee Jones in the snow. Here you got Del Toro in the... I forget where they said it was. Was it... Portland, Oregon. Made a sport out of... Well, he doesn't shoot the deer hunters. Deer hunters in the forest of Portland, Oregon. Oh, there's a trap there. Oh, toughest snare trap, kind of like what happened to the wolf. Here, just like what happened to the wolf and his later was caught. Here's this guy's latest caught too. So your Tom Lee Jones is the tractor that saves, while he's the guy who kills. And then by the end, Tom Lee Jones has to be the one who kills and stops the Frankenstein monster, so to speak. Again, some really nice locations here. From the warmth of the forest, the cold here. And of course, Tommy Lee Jones shows a bit of his tracking knowledge, seeing these footprints here. Knowing obviously someone is here. Needs a little bit of info. Maybe notices the type of shoes and who specifically the person is. Also sees a guy right there too. Well, actually no, that's a different guy. But yeah, ever since like The Fugitive, kind of that way he's able to just throw out these lines of dialogue with assertiveness and authority. Like, I have no bullshit tolerance. No lollygagging around. What do you want, son? What do you want, man? I don't remember this actor's name. I know I've seen him in other stuff, though. in. Maybe look up some info. Sadly, this film, remember, did not do well when it came out. It pretty much bombed, which is a shame. Because I thought that 6.1 IMDb. I mean, I think it should be higher, but I guess I'm surprised it wasn't lower. The martial art employed is called Sayakali, variation of Eskrima, the Filipino martial arts system dedicated to weapons. It deals exclusively with knives and extremely close quarter combat. Tom Lee Jones' character is based on the real-life tractor and survival expert Tom Brown Jr., who is also a technical advisor on the movie. Benicio del Toro broke his wrist while filming a fight scene with Tom Lee Jones, halted production for 4 months and pushing back the release date. Let's see. To the great annoyance of William Friedkin, Del Toro would often ply the director with questions about his character's motives and backstory that Friedkin had no interest in. The only direction that Tom Lee Jones needed in contrast was when and where to hit his marks. The story is told in Tom Brown's book, Case Files of the Tractor, Chapter 2, Frankenstein. There you go. Let's see. The Man Comes Around by John Tesh also appears in the end credits of Logan. Although I liked it better in this movie. There's Connie Nielsen, who I think she was in the film Basic, which I think came out the same year as this. That was with John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson. That's another one I enjoy. Basic. Was that 2000? Okay, yeah, that was 2003. Yeah, so yeah, I saw that in the theater as well. But yeah, she was in 1 Hour Photo, Gladiator, Mission to Mars, Soldier with Kurt Russell. After this, she'd be in Wonder Woman. Well, actually, I liked her more than Gal Gadot. I kind of wish she was Wonder Woman, because I thought she just was a better actress than Gal Gadot. Oh, yeah, she was also in the film Nobody. She played Bob Odenkirk's wife. Forgot she was in Nobody. So. But yeah, sadly, this film did not do anything. It made $34 million in the U.S., $45 million total worldwide, with a $55 million budget. Now, I don't know why it was that high, but I read somewhere that Tom Lee Jones got like a $20 million paycheck. Which, that's pretty, if that's the case, that's pretty extreme. Because, I guess other than Men in Black, he wasn't really, like, Tom Lee Jones was not known as a bankable star, so. Roger Ebert liked the film, gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. Someone else says it's a lean, mean thriller. Headlong momentum and crunching set pieces. I like that line. I like that phrase. I think this bit was kind of surprising because you're thinking, okay, he's going to find evidence. I remember when I first saw this, I'm like, okay, he's going to find some evidence. He's going to find some clue. He goes, oh, I think I know who this guy is. Not that he actually finds the guy himself. I think that was the there was a nice bit of surprise. He didn't usually think, okay, he's going to find some clue, something that was dropped, something's like, I know who this is, or I think I know who this is, and there's going to be about exposition on, they looked at the database, wait, we can't find anything on him, I could tell you some info on him. But instead here it's, he's tracking the guy, knows his stuff, and actually confronts the guy. And I think they have a little bit of a fight, and I think that's when Del Toro then gets the darts on him, and you realize the FBI and the people have been following him. I'm like, oh shit, okay, I didn't think it'd be that quick, but I actually appreciate that. With the amount of movies I watch, sometimes a little, it might not mean much to people, but when you see that things are done a little bit of a different way, it's not always a positive, but sometimes like this it is. It's all in the eye of the beholder, I guess. And that's what I mean, this film is just a very fast pace. Like, we're already 25 minutes into the film. You know, if you take out the end credits, it's probably an hour left of the movie, give or take. Or, I would say, a little over an hour. A little over an hour. And pretty much just the guy tracking, noticing things, including that. I like that. The telling the story without dialogue. Left his signature right there in that tree. I don't like guns. If I'm not back in 2 days, it means I'm dead. Just sort of no BS kind of, okay, whatever, yeah, whatever, you know, this technology thing is little subtle stuff like that just tells you what kind of person this guy is. Just being cautious on everything. Any sound, any noise, any movement. Like, this is a movie that definitely showcases the phrase cat and mouse. That's why I would call it a good cat and mouse movie. And pretty soon they're going to have their first meeting with each other. And that's the thing with Friedkin, if you think about it, after probably ever since Sorcerer, very rarely could William Friedkin find a hit again. Like, you looked at The French Connection, you looked at The Exorcist, they were such huge, massive hits. And maybe To Live and Die in LA made a bit of money, I don't know, but other than that, Sorcerer was a big flop. Cruising, maybe Cruising made a bit, I don't know. I'd have to look into it. Up there he goes. Definitely recognizes him. They weren't hunters, they were sweepers. Like I said, it was kind of just surprising and refreshing to see this type of fight like this up close and personal. It just seemed a bit more brutal, a bit more chaotic than the usual, especially around that time when you would see fight scenes in movies. Even compared to today, it's not superhero Avenger type of quality. It's just see trying to disarm the weapons. Try to get to the one weapon available. I didn't start this down and dirty tape, but at the same time it's well choreographed too. And Del Toro's like kind of like trying to push down in order to stab into them. Same here, where it's like, okay, I gotta keep this guy down. How the hell do I try to keep this guy down? But of course, they would try to keep, try to slam him back down, try to knock the wind out of him. Hey, slap the weapon away. Let me try to break your arm like this. How do you get out of that with the damn foot right next to his chin? Just this. That's the thing. Is like Brew is tackling. It's nothing too fancy. Nothing too. I don't know. Choreographed in a martial arts way. And that's a big ass dart too. But hey, so you don't fucking miss. I have a feeling that's why she wanted him to take the radio far away from the track room. Oh, probably had the radio on so they could listen in. So when they heard talking, okay, it's time to go. But yeah, I'm looking at William Friedkin's work. Trying to find his. So yeah, French connection actresses. Sorcerer was a big bomb. They did The Brink's Job. Peter Falk, Peter Boyle, Warren Oates, Paul Sorvino, which I've never seen this film. That was a bomb. $16 million budget, $14 million box office. Then you had Cruising with Al Pacino. Budget 11 million, box office 19 million, so nominated for the Razzie, Worst Picture and Worst Director and Worst Screenplay. Critical reaction to the film was highly negative, and LGBT activists publicly protested against Cruising. So that probably didn't help matters for him. Deal of the Century, which I forgot he did with Chevy Chase, Gregory Hines and Sigourney Weaver. Another film I haven't seen. That was a bomb. Cost 10 million, made 10 million, but that 10 million had to be, I'm sure, split with movie theater change and things of that nature. So, and that $10 million budget probably didn't include advertising. Let's see, To Live and Die in L.A. I guess that was a hit. 6 million budget, 17 million box office. Rampage didn't do much. That was with Michael Biehn. The Guardian. See, Blue Chips. That was a bomb. Jade was a bomb. Rules of Engagement. First time I worked with Tommy Lee Jones. This one. Bug. Killer Joe. I guess really To Live and Die in L.A. was probably the only film he had after The Exorcist that was a hit. So, go figure. But this one I didn't, just because of the story, just how fast paced, just how no nonsense it is. It's just very straightforward. A lot of the, how do I put it? A lot of the fat is taken out of the movie, so to speak. It doesn't need multiple fucking subplots and love stories and things of that nature. It's just straightforward cat and mouse hunt. That's done fairly well with solid cast, good set pieces, whether it be the choreography of these brutal fights or foot chases. Trying to look at the cast, see if I can recognize them. I think that guy there who was talking to that captain, that's Mark Pellegrino. I'm like, why does that guy look familiar? He was Hulk Hogan's son in No Holds Barred. That guy that was sitting down explaining to the captain or whatever. I mean, no wonder that guy looked familiar. He was in No Holds Barred. Yeah, he played Hulk Hogan's son. Okay, no wonder he looked fucking familiar. I say captain, but I don't know how to... He was another FBI agent. Ron Canada. The black guy. He was in Adventures of Babysitting. He was in Pinocchio's Revenge. He was in National Treasure, Wedding Crashers. He was the judge in Ted 2. So, here we hear a little bit about Tommy Lee Jones's character. Never had to kill anybody myself. I just taught people how. Of course, feeding even more to the paranoia of Benicio del Toro's character. to show how disturbed this guy is. He's not quite there. Yeah, just not quite there, is he? He's losing it. He already lost it. He's losing it. Yeah, that guy there talking, stand up, uh, has become so deep as part of his personality. So that, yeah, yep, I recognize him now with the face. Wow, Hulk Hogan's son and No Holds Barred. Well, I mean, or his brother. It's supposed to be his brother, right? Not his son, his brother. I kept saying his son. It's supposed to be his brother. Duh. Not his son. See, that's so out of it I am. It's supposed to be his brother. I know people like, it's not his son. Yeah, I corrected myself. I eventually corrected myself. It was the brother. Sorry, I don't remember all the details of The Holds Bar. That fucking movie. That's a shitty movie, in my opinion. Fucking Hulk would go, duty. You know? Fucking awful film. I just see why people like the film. I just don't. So yeah, he played Hulk Hogan's brother, Randy. Not his son, his brother. Because I'm like, wait a minute, Hulk Hogan... Yeah, he'd be too old to be Hulk Hogan's son. But... his brother. So... Hulk Hogan's brother knows Bard. Go figure. Never realized that until now. But I guess maybe critics thought that this film was going to be much more, I don't know, deeper or artistic or more, I don't know, No Country for Old Men type of thing. I just think of that because that was made later on with Tommy Lee Jones. Maybe people thought this was too generic, too unoriginal. Again, reminding them of movies like First Blood and other stuff. Which wasn't Stallone at one point going to do a film with William Friedkin? I keep thinking there was a film. There was someone called The Executioner that was going to star Sylvester Stallone and Cynthia Rothrock, and William Friedkin was going to direct. I could be wrong on that, but I swear I remember hearing something like that. But again, don't listen to me. I'm the guy that for 5 minutes kept saying this guy was Hulk Hogan's son in Noel's Bard. I'm like, it's his fucking brother, dipshit. Ooh, nice headshot. Of course, what he should have done is aim for the leg. Because, let me tell you something, you shoot the guy 2 times in the leg, and then he's wounded, then 2 times in the other leg. I don't know, take the body, burn it somewhere. I think you'd be perfectly fucking fine with that. Because it'd be hard for him to try to do anything with 1 or 2 bullets in a fucking leg. You don't always have to go for the headshot. Go for the leg. If you had done that, you would not have shot your buddy in the head and all this other shit. That's what happens, though. Well, too late for that. Del Toro's going to give you a present. Sorry, Hulk Hogan's not here to save you this time. Sorry. That'd be a hell of a crossover. Like that would be a hell of a twist. You find out this is the same character from No Holds Barred. He changed his name to get into the service. Hulk Hogan finds out that his brother's dead and goes after him. Hulk Hogan versus Benicio del Toro in The Hunted. You know, that'd be a hell of a twist. I do like this little detail that he's faking being a victim. It's like, keep my buddy out there. Like, some, for this guy's like acting like a victim. Please keep my buddy out there. Like, acting scared to keep attention away from him. He still continues. You get him out. But there you go. People pay attention to that. Don't see him. He's able to wander away. Of course, I'm sure this is a bit of, not symbolism, but a bit of thing where, yeah, the playful kind of hide and seek, which will then relate to the more dangerous hide and seek later on, especially at the end where you got to face off against Del Toro's character. And again, the Frankenstein monster created gotta be destroyed. But it's a nice little sweet moment showing a little bit of Tommy Lee Jones's humanity. Before, of course, he's got to get, you know, a little bit of reprieve until he's got to get dead serious again. Here we go. He's out again. Now, of course, we see here that he does truly do remember Del Toro's character. I don't know if we get a sense as to why he ignored Del Toro's letters. Because we do see at the end he did have Del Toro's letters and then he burns them. But he didn't, I'm not sure we get a sense as to why he ignored Del Toro. Like, Del Toro, how come you didn't return my letters? Either A, Tommy Lee Jones didn't think of it. Granted, I don't know how many people write him letters, but... Or, I don't know. Something else, I don't know. Maybe we could delve a bit deeper into that. Like him saying, I'm sorry I didn't reach out to you, or sorry that I didn't try to help you, or hey, you need help. Something like that. There's a bit of the training about the vital parts to hit. Just how fast that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looking for the backbone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, those all the vital parts, you know, the neck, you know, all that stuff there. And then making your own knife. So we hear bits of what was in his letter. Are we to assume that Tommy Lee Jones did read those letters? That's why he's remembering these words that Del Toro is saying? that he's remembering these. Nice throw. The difficult part would be learning how to turn it off. There you go. So I guess if he's remembering those words, he must have read them. But then again, it's just the question of why did he ignore Del Toro? Maybe even there was a scene between him and Connie Nielsen, or just at least one scene where he explains his point of view, explains his thought process. Either something happened, he wanted to be away from that life, but I don't know if there's really any explanation for it. Actually, I'll be right back. Hey there, sorry about that. I needed to get something done, but I am paused at 50 minutes and 11 seconds. 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Sorry, I needed to get something done, but we're back here. Like I said, I think it's just a lot of the little things added together to a nice, solid package of a movie. Meaning, the solid acting, the pretty tight pacing the film has. When the fights do happen, they're pretty, like I said, violent, or like I said, nicely choreographed, but much more in a chaotic, brutal fashion. And then all the nice little touches, for example, having Johnny Cash open the film narrating and close the film. Abraham says, "Kill me a son." Or as it God says, "Abraham, kill me a son." I always thought that was a nice touch, like having Johnny Cash and that, I don't know what that piece of music, that piece of score that happens, and then you have Johnny Cash's "When the Man Comes Around." It's a nice little bow to the ending of the movie. I think it's one of those things that it doesn't offer anything else. It doesn't offer you the secrets of the universe or anything. It just offers you this tightly packaged piece of action thriller entertainment. To me, delivers and then goes along with your day. And I mean, if I had to be fair, if you did not tell me this was William Friedkin, I would not have noticed. So it may be one of those films that you would never guess that William Friedkin directed it. Although, does Friedkin really have a particular style? I mean, compared to like John Carpenter or John Woo, nothing that I notice. Maybe other people would knows better than me. You try to tell even when he's talking to the girl, like he's treating her well, but at the same time he's a bit un emotionally detached in a way. Now, some people would say that's just how Del Toro's acting is. I think that there's a little bit of purpose to it as well, because this guy is so burnt out. He's fairly emotionally shut down of a character. They'll come here and they'll burn this house down. On the side note, I remember there was the one point where I think they wanted Benicio del Toro for, was it The Predator? Or was it Predators? I forget which one it was. Like one of the Predator films. I'm like, you know what? That'd actually be a pretty interesting choice. Del Toro. Because I do think he's a good actor. I forget which one it was. Oh, the Predator. He probably dropped out because he read the fucking script. Just curious. September 2016, it was officially confirmed that Del Toro was in final negotiations to star in the lead in The Predator. Del Toro and Fox had been in behind-the-scenes talks for months by that point. Actor's busy schedule had proven to be an issue in finalizing things. Industry reporting said that Del Toro's schedule had once again become a problem. Some of the actors' other projects have moved around their production dates, including fellow 2018 release Sicario, Day of the Soldado, and Fox had grown weary after already having reportedly pushed back the start of filming The Predator once and to accommodate Del Toro. Thus, the decision was made to part ways. The lead would eventually go to Boyd Holbrook. I mean, it would not have saved the film, but I did damn Stippy tell you Del Toro would have been a lot fucking better than Boyd Holbrook. It still would have been a shitty movie. It still would have been, but I'm just saying Del Toro would have been better than fucking that fucking thing. Of course, Tommy Lee Jones knows something is up. I didn't. There's something about his straightforwardness just seems very refreshing to me. And compared to all the other type of movies and elongated storylines and multiple subplots that half of them didn't need to be in the movie. No, it's just you have a guy that knows how to do his job, that knows how to track. For example, noticing the little bits of shaving. I'm like, well, unless this girl had a tough time shaving her legs, who the fuck else would have done this? And here's the guy here. But even that little bit of acting, you just look at Townley Jones's eyes. You have to answer for what you've done. Just almost like a little glisten in Tommy's eyes. Like just sees how far gone this guy is. See nice bits here where it's like going back and forth, the rising tension of when is the bomb going to blow up. Now, that's a pretty smooth jump out the window, I'll say that. Now you got this nice foot chase, which maybe this will think you a bit of Friedkin, because the guy definitely knows how to do chases, whether it be To Live and Die in LA or French Connection or even Jade. So, a little bit different of a chase. Again, little dishes like that Like Del Toro just giving the Tommy's character. Like again, I appreciate little additions like that. Make the scene come alive more. I mean, now I realize, yeah, it's 20 years since this film came out. Jesus. It's been 20 years. Fuck. I can't believe it's been 20 years. That just boggles my mind. Hey, stuck in this thing, just bash back and forth. Make fucking room. I mean, fuck it. I don't care about this car. I don't care about these people. As long as I get the fuck out of the way, that's all I care about. Of course, a little bit of detail to showcase just how far gone this guy is mentally. Those guys who trained to come and kill me, they're not soldiers, they're robots. That seems a bit of a weird thing. I mean, I get that he thinks they're sweepers and is paranoid, but then he's like, oh, they're robots. That seems like a really weird little thing to put in there. I just maybe to try to further show to the audience just how far gone this guy is. I mean, but we already got that, so that just seems more unintentionally funny than it's supposed to be. Because this is where Del Toro's hiding, and this guy here. Well, actually, both of them. Well, yeah, two of them aren't going to make it actually. This guy that's with Connie Nielsen, he's not going to make it, and the other guy as well. Like I said, the best way to describe this is just as a cat and mouse chase movie. It's a cat and mouse chase movie, and again, maybe people thought it was just too, as some would call it, bare bones. But in a way, it's that kind of made it a bit more refreshing in a weird way. I mean, compared to a lot of stuff nowadays, where every film is like, make sure we have this amount of requisite jokes. Make sure we have this amount of stuff going on. Make sure we have this amount of over the top CGI action sequences. That's the thing, a film like this, I don't think would ever get a theatrical release today. Or very rare. I think this type of movie they would have put on a streaming service. Netflix, Amazon, Hulu. I guess Paramount Plus. Like this would probably like they would just throw it on Paramount Plus. They would not put it in a theater. I strongly believe that. Dripping a whole lot of blood. Up there you go. I then maneuver the gun out of the way and slam right down in the vital point. In swift motion, gun out of the way, hit it down, take him out really quick and easy. Same with here. Being a good option. He knows how to throw a knife. Right in the fucking neck. Boom. There you go. Which makes sense. I mean, why would he not go for the vital parts? Makes sense. Right in the neck. And it's also interesting that after this bit of business, Connie Nielsen is kind of out of the movie. So again, it's interesting they don't go with, well, they definitely don't go with there'll be some love story or anything, or we're now partners, or now we don't partner up with each other, and no, it's just these are the. It's weird to say it feels more real, but it just feels, I don't, in a weird way, more refreshing. I don't know how else to put it. And now we have the even more of a cat and mouse, but instead of in the forest, which I keep wanting to say jungle, but just predator on the brain with Del Toro. You know, more the that was the urban. We were tracking through the forest, cat and mouse. Now we got the urban side of things. Just don't get run over. Oh shit. Yeah, don't get run over. So it's time to track. Okay, where there's his helmet, so he must have gone somehow this way. If this is where his helmet is, then probably went in this direction. If I was him, where would I go? Would I be running? Would I be trying to take it easy? I kind of see a bit of his head. Yeah. It's as good of a guess as any. This guy's probably trying to walk nonchalantly, so let me hurry up a bit. Okay, this guy's following me, I'm going to go the other way. And of course, he knows the size of shoes the guys wears. I mean, the type of information you would need to know. So that's the thing with the trader. You just have to know your environment. You have to know your be as perceptive as possible. I'm sure guess worked as well. The tough thing with this, at times, you have to be careful because the audience could go, "What the fuck is this guy psychic? How the hell did he know where Del Toro's character is? You know, was he fucking psychic or something?" But yeah, it just gives a nice cat and mouse. Like, will he be able to find the guy? Is he getting close to the guy? Will Del Toro attack him at any point? Is he seeing Del Toro through this big splash of water? Did Del Toro move out of the way just as he got here? Little evidence show that he was here for a bit. I'm not too crazy. Not going too crazy. Gotta be something to it. Alright. But I don't know, I mean, you gotta think in 2 2003, the films that were coming out around that time was like Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, more superhero films like Daredevil and the Hulk. Let's see, what was it? I'm trying to think. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Like, these were the big budget films coming out. So, even that time, people were being more used to those big spectacle special effects films. Years previously, you had Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Lord of the Rings films coming out, Harry Potter films ready to start coming out and the out of the woodwork. So, people are so much more used to those big spectacle type of movies, and then they see this, they go. Some people probably go, "Is that it? Is that it?" But this does seem like a film that would have been made back in the day. The chase movie, down and dirty movie. We're still Toro, from what I remember, will jump off. Of course, it won't be dead. I tell you, you hire this tractor, you get your fucking money's worth. He's, climbing on the fucking trains and doing all sorts of shit. Whatever you're paying him, give him a raise. Just get your fucking money's worth. And I mean, it's not like a whole lot of dialogue scenes for like Tommy to memorize. Definitely much more of physical performance, but still pretty effective. But again, it helps that you got two really good actors in the lead here. It had been a while since I've seen this film. At least, probably the last time I reviewed the film, and I don't know when that was. Because I got the Blu-ray, but I don't think I had a chance to rewatch it because I was just so busy with the other stuff. And usually I'm pretty good at that, but just lately, I have a couple of movies I just haven't had a chance to watch or rewatch. This is one of the reasons why I don't buy a lot of stuff nowadays unless it's something I really, really, really enjoy, really want. Like, wow, this is finally getting a Blu-ray. Had to pick that up. Apparently, like The Abyss, True Lies are finally getting physical releases next year. Those I would pick up. If they release Summer Rental with John Candy, Nothing to Lose. That's the type of stuff. I don't know why. A lot of times I just mix up titles. I almost said Nothing But Trouble with Martin Lawrence. I'm like, no, Nothing to Lose. Sometimes my mouth goes further than my fucking brain does. Yeah, there's a Toro going to the ocean, but He ain't dead. He ain't dead at all. I think the last time you really see Connie Nielsen, and this does, what coming up really sounds like something Trautman would say. You better decide now what's an acceptable body count. That's what you don't get if you let these guys declare war on my boy. I mean, that sounds exactly like Trautman when he's talking to the Brian Dennehy. And because I remember even someone goes, "Your boy? We served together, trained him. I would consider him mine." Afterwards, that line, "You send that many, you better get a good supply of body bags." I mean, that absolutely reminds me of First Blood. I mean, if nothing else, that section there reminds me of First Blood. That whole dialogue. Declare war on my boy. So now we can get into this section here. Pretty much get to the finale of the film, really. Going to get into the finale of this picture. Was going to be the one last hunt and confrontation between these two. So, because Tom is going to realize where this guy probably went. And they're going to get ready for the final battle where they're going to make their own knives. And yeah, there is an interview I think with William Friedkin. I remember in the Q&A where he talks about like the different acting styles, how some like Del Toro, someone that like written all these pages and like Friedkin didn't read any of it about his backstory of the character. That or he had to write. I forget what. I'd have to look at the Q&A. But something about how, like, Del Toro would always ask questions, but then Tommy Lee Jones is like, "Tell me where to go, tell me where to stop," and we do it. So now we have both these guys making their own knives. This one's definitely a bigger one, out of fucking metal. While Tommy's like out of like flint. Metal versus rock, I guess. It's kind of funny that he has just that little dinky knife in the back. I'm like, how do you have to put it in the back? I mean, it's so damn small you probably fit in your fucking pocket. But I guess the, or even his front. But I guess hey, put it behind his back just because. Maybe it's easier for that or safer or something. I know this is something, but oh shit. Now, when did Del Toro make that big ass trap? I don't know. Like he had to drag those big ass things and tie them up and lift them. I guess he could. And it didn't. If Tommy never found that, he'd be like, "Wow, he made this trap all for nothing. Waste all this fucking time for nothing. God damn it." Pretty much getting up to the final confrontation between the two. Then there's one trap he gets into, like a tripwire or something that grabs his ankle or something. Can't remember. Yeah, something that he dangles off the cliff. He has to cut it. Because cut into his leg. Something like that. Up there you go. Ooh, it's still sticking out of his leg too. Good stunt work by the person who did that. Good stunt work. And that really does look like, Tommy Lee Jones hanging right above a fucking wave after wave. Ooh. I like that big gush of blood coming out. Sells the pain and sells that injury fairly well. God damn, man. Time to cut this fucking thing off. Come on. There you go. First, Dr. Richard Kimball went through the water. That's a bit of CGI, you could tell. That's a bit of CGI. I would say that's the weakest shot of the movie. Obviously, they put that in because they wanted to sell that it was Tommy Lee Jones. But honestly, with that amount of water, you could. I mean, maybe they felt it was too dangerous for a stuntman to go through that. I can maybe understand that, but I don't know. Either see if a stuntman could do it and just have wider shots, or have him just go down and he pops up at the end and people could fill in the blanks themselves. That's a shot I would have taken out because that definitely looks the clunkiest. Here we go. Mano a mano. And this is a pretty brutal, violent fight. Definitely a worthy one for a finale. And different too. Like it's much more. It's a different type of knife fight. Ooh. Ooh, right in the eye. And that's a nice shot. The blood covering half of Tommy's face. Tommy's, his eye. That paranoid, where the fuck is this guy at type of thing. I remember watching it go, man, just a different type of fight. Just see much more, not real, but brutal and visceral and bloody and different type of moveset, different type of maneuvers. That I guess in a way does feel more quote real. Oh shit, yeah. Ooh, nice block. Ooh, right there in the leg. There you go. Ooh, nice push. The damn right in the guy's shoulder. Breaks that fucking knife. Nice elbow. Teacher versus student, I guess. Bring my knife here, you fucking take it. Stick it up your ass. You're just trying to find whatever way to just knock that weapon out of the hand. Ooh, nice drop, right? Ooh, shit. It gives you that visceral reaction. Ooh, shit type of. That's what I appreciate. Ooh, nice right hook. Ooh, it's going to cut right into Tommy's hand. But he's using that whatever team the blocks so it doesn't get his neck. That's why he put it up there to protect one of those vital points. Ooh. Ooh, right in the arm. You just really feel that. But yeah, the use is to take it out of his own arm to stab the guy. No one's going to bother try to help Tommy Lee Jones' character. Like, hey, you know, I guess, hey, I'd give him a moment to. You see that face, he truly didn't want to do this. I just show about via actions and not words. No explanations, no big dialogues, diatribes, pontifications. Just letting the past go, burn the letters, and I don't know if this is like the first time he's reading these letters now. Because obviously he's had these letters. Either he's read them before or read them for the first time. But again, there's no explanation as to why he didn't read these before. I don't know. But then he did his last bit with the wolf, the one he did save. Beautiful looking wolf, too. There you go. And yeah, I like the music during this scene. The voice of Johnny Cash, may he rest in peace. It just felt like a nice, simple ending. Sort of the cross of the T or dot on the I. And there you go. Hour and 28 minutes. Doesn't overstay its welcome at all. Do you imagine that? Doesn't need to be 3.5 hours long. An hour and 28 minutes. Go figure. But as it's getting dark, no shit. It's getting nighttime out. Thanks once again, Ben. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.